Hi reception, thanks for coming to our third literacy lesson of the week. Now yesterday we made a story map of our story, What the Ladybirds Heard, and we were expert storytellers by the end of our lesson. Now Bert is here today and he wants to know a few questions about what the ladybird heard. Now you can use your story map to help you if you want to, or see how much you remember. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Bertie asks, what happened after the ladybird saw and the ladybird heard Lanky Len and Hefty Hugh's plan? Well, let's have a little look at our story map. Here it is. Oh, look. We know that's where the ladybird saw and heard about the plan. And what did she do? We can use our story map to help. Here it is. That's it. She went and told all the animals, didn't she? Fantastic. Right, we've got one more. What's going to happen next? Okay, let's see then. So what happens, Bertie says, after the robbers fell in the pond? What happened then? Super. Let's double check on our story map. So there's our big splash. Look, then the farmer called the police. And then you might have also mentioned that they put the robbers in prison. They were arrested. Super duper duper. Now, for today's lesson, you're going to need some paper and something to write with. So I've got my board and I've got my pen, but you can have some paper and something to write with. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing a list. So by the end of this lesson, you will have written a really fantastic list. Now, when we do our writing, we need to remember a few things. Let's see if we can remember what we need to remember. What do we start our sentences with? Capital letter. Well done. And how do we know how to spell things? What do we use? Our sounds. Well done. And that's the sign for our sounds. Then in between each word, we need our finger spaces. Super job. And at the end of our sentence, we need a full stop. Super. So we're going to keep using all of those things to make sure that we've done a really super duper sentence. Now today, we're going to be writing a list for the robbers. We're being really cheeky, look, and we're going to write a list of what the robbers need to come to the farm to steal the prize cow. Oh, my goodness me. Now, I'm going to have a little think of some of the things they might need. They're going to need their van. So what I'm going to do to remind me, I'm going to write a few pictures up here, draw a few pictures up here, just so I can remember what my ideas are. You can do the same thing as well if you like. So I think they need a van. So I'm going to draw the van to remind me. There we go. There's my van. I also think, I remember in the story that they brought something with them that helped them. What did they have? That's right, a map. So they need their map. Now we know these things from the story, but now we can use our imagination. So I'm thinking that they might need to have a big sack just in case they need to put some hay in for the cow. So I'm going to draw a big sack. They might also start to get a little bit hungry. So I think they might need some snacks. So I am going to draw a little lunchbox in case they get hungry and need some snacks. And then they might need to check the time. So I think they might need a clock. So I'm going to draw a clock. There we go. So I've got the pictures of the things that I'm going to include in my list. If you want to pause the video now and draw some pictures yourself, then you can too. You can do mine or you can do your own. It's up to you. Right then, welcome back. Now, we are going to write a list of all of the ideas that we've got. Now, when we write a list, we start off with a little dot like that. That's called a bullet point. And that just shows us that is one idea in our list. So I am going to write about a van. And I remember that it was really big. And I remember the colour was black. So I'm going to write a big black van. I'm going to count the words in my sentence. Where have I gone? A big black van. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 words in my sentence. So when I check it back, I need to make sure that I've done 4 words. Okay, my first word is a. And I'm going to do a capital. A. And I'm going to remember my finger space now. A big. I'm going to remember my sounds. B, I, g. Big. So finger space and then b, I, g. A big black. So I'm going to use my finger space again. Black. Black. Okay. B, l, a, k. Black. 4 sounds. B, l, a, k. Black. So my first sound is b. My next sound, it's difficult to hear this one. Bl is l. Bl, a. And then my last sound is a k. And I know that it's going to be my digraph. A big black. Oh, it's a van. Van. V, a, n, van. V, a, n, van. And then I'm going to add a full stop at the end. A big black van. That's the first thing in my list. And now I'm going to write about my map. So I'm going to put my bullet point right there for my next idea. So now we are going to need a map. So let's see. It's the first word in my sentence. Well done. What do I need to make sure? Or I could check my writing prompts there. What do I need to make? Oh, that's right. It's going to be a capital. Map. Can I just write it here? No. What do I need to do? Oh, I've got to use a finger space. Fantastic. Okay, maybe I've got my finger space now. Map. Oh, I'm not sure about the sounds in map. What could I do? Oh, okay. So I need to think carefully about each sound in my word. Okay. What's the last sound in map? P. Thank you. P. Map. Finger space. A. Map. Fantastic. Well done, reception. So now you're going to have a go at doing a sack. Now, if you want to add more words, you might want to say a big sack. You might want to say a smelly sack. You might want to say a sack full of hay. And that's okay. But you're going to have a go at writing the next idea in our list, which is a sack. So I'd like you to pause the video and then come back and we're going to have a little check together. Off you go. Well done. Now, I know that some of you have done really big sentences with lots of different words and lots of different sounds, and I'm really proud of you. Well done. Now, I'm just going to write a sack. So let's have a look. I'm going to do my bullet points because it's my new idea. A. So I'm going to do a capital. A. And then sack. So I'm going to make sure I've got my finger space. I'm going to think about the sounds in sack. S, a, k, sack. S, a, k. Fantastic. So A, and then K. Oh, it's at the end, just like black. So it's going to be my digraph. A, sack. Fantastic. So what I'd now like you to do is you're going to finish off our list on your own. You can do snacks and you can do clock if you want to, or you might have some of your own ideas about what we can add to our list. So fantastic job, reception. Remember, when you do the rest of your writing, you need to make sure that you use all of those things. Capital letter, think about your sounds, finger spaces, and a full stop. If you want to pause the video so that you can still see those things, that's okay. Make sure you send us your writing because we can't wait to see what ideas you've got for your list. Bye, reception.